Hey, it's Drodio. So we're in Virginia right now and just got back from New York. I was in New York and talking to a guy named Scott who was curious to know how a tech founder does van life from a Sprinter. So I'm actually making this video for you, and I'll just walk you through the van and the build out, and I'll do a more detailed kind of description of the build out than I've done before for anybody else who's curious. So let's start with the van. The van is a 2020 Mercedes Sprinter, and it is black. It's a 170, so 170 is the wheelbase. This is not the longest version, it's the second to longest version. I think if I were to buy it again, I would buy the extended, which is a little bit longer. It's going to be a little bit worse off-road, but these vans are already so big, you can't really take them on more than fire roads, which is, you know, really the majority of what we look for in California where we live, is the ability to just go up into the mountains a little bit, 4x4, get away from all of the campsites that everybody else is trying to reserve in California, which book up really quickly. So with a little bit of off-road capability, you can actually, like, a lot more of California opens up. All right, so I'm gonna try to put this camera around my neck so I can have both my hands free. So let's see how well this works here. And I think I've got it. So hopefully this will work out. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the floor, because the floor is really the thing that is the base for the entire vehicle. So this floor is called a smart floor. It's actually a commercial floor, and they put it in commercial vans. What we've done is we had it installed by a gentleman named Andrea, who is also in California. He has a set of installers, and it was an installer down in Santa Barbara that installed it, but you can see that it is L-track on the floor. And then we put this flooring here, because it's just all aluminum, we put this in. This is called lawn seal floor, and it's been pretty good. You can see it's getting a little bit scratched up. Let me see if I can kind of show you. It's getting a little bit scratched, like right here, but it's been pretty good. I wouldn't say that it's completely bulletproof, but generally I think it's working out okay. And then the seating that we put in is the AMF Bronze M1 seats. So we put the narrow seats in because we've got 9 people in our family, and we need to be able to seat 10 people, so 9 plus a guest. And so what we did is we've got 3 seats here. So that's 3, another 3 here, 1, 2, and then 3 here, that's 6. The 2 up front is 8. And then we also have a row that we took out. So we don't have the row in right now. We've actually got a toilet back here right now, but we can seat another 2 back here. So that's how we get 10 seats. And there's a few different types of seats. Really recommend the ones that you are able to tilt just by moving this knob. The other seats, you have to actually scroll the knob, and it's really hard to tilt the seats. Because we have so many seats in here, we're always tilting seats. So like, for example, right now this seat is pretty far back, but if I want to put this table down, this is a folding table, I'll show it to you in a minute, then we want to be able to just tilt this seat forward quickly like that, and then we've got a lot more room. So we use the seat tilting a lot. And so make sure that you get, if you decide to go with the smart floor system, you get the seats that'll tilt quickly like that, and you don't have to like move the knob to tilt them. We bought these off of Amazon. So these are just for the kids to be able to sleep. They're great, highly recommend it. Also for adults as well, but you basically don't have the kids, their heads going all over the place when they're sleeping. We also have one of the seat cushions out, because this is where we put the car seat. So we're able to capture a little bit of height with the car seat base by not having the bottom cushion in. So these cushions just come in and out, and you can actually see how they work. They slide, the seat slides left and right on this base. So this is the base here, and the seat slides left and right. So you're able to do a lot of configuring of the seats, face them backwards, face them forwards, slide them left and right to get them configured the way you want them. And I've actually played around with a bunch of different configurations for these seats, and really like the smart floor system. It's been great. It's pricey, but it's really worth it, because at least for me, my goal has been to build in a completely modular system. So all the stuff in here can actually be taken out and it can just be a cargo van because everything is modular and connected in through this smart floor and these tracks. So that's definitely worked out well. Let's go ahead and turn the lights on here. Just using really simple LED lights here. So get a little bit more light. Have the Nespresso machine in here. It's also connected into the L-track in the top using these meal bags. These meal bags are great. Again, they're not inexpensive, but they're so worth it. I think one of the big tips for van life is to get things off the floor. You can see we have a lot of things hanging. This is our paper towels. I built a cage for a 7-gallon water jug. This has worked out really well. This also hooks into the L-track. The meal bags hook in. We put a shelf here so that we have storage up here, but just getting things off the ground, because when in fact, in our old van before, we did a road trip and we had bins on the floor. And whenever you need to get something, you have to move and stack a bin. It's like Tetris. It's just awful. So really, really meaningful to get things off the floor. And then we're using an Alpicool fridge here. You can see it's at 35 degrees. It's been really great. This fridge actually slides. So let me show that to you here. So it's on a slider. So I'm able to pull it forward, and that way, oh, we're on an angle right now, so there we go. So that way when we're outside here and we want to be able to open it up, it's really easy to just open it up and have access to it. So that's worked out great. These are just sliders. Make sure that if you do this, you get the locking sliders because you don't want the thing rolling around. And so it hooks in right there. You can see that it's connected into the L-track as well. Again, everything is modular here. There's a close-up of how the seats work. They just pop right out. Okay, so those are the seats. Let me show you the table. So again, I've got L-track on the side of the van here, and you can see that this table is just connected here. It's a folding table, and I'll show you how it works. I'm just going to loosen this rip cord that I've got here, bring the table down. The kids have completely destroyed this table. Note to self to not try to build a nice table when you've got young kids. And then I just pop this into the floor here, and you can see it's on an aluminum hinge right here. So I fabricated all this, and then just to make sure that we've got plenty of strength on the ends here, I've got these rip cords. I just hook into the L-track up here like this. And so you can see that the edge of the table here, and then also the edge of the table here, just connect into the ceiling. And then I can pull them as tight as I need them. So these work great. Highly recommend these. Don't remember what they're called. Night eyes, it looks like. Just really easy to pull so that it's as long as you want. So this is our table, and we almost always drive with the table down. I can get the table to whatever height I want it to be at. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh yeah, I've got a water system here. So right down here is a faucet. I will turn it on. You can see here. So what we've got is we've got a hose, and this hose hooks in right here. And then just turn the faucet on and got ourselves a hose. So this works out great. We use this all the time. Can't say enough good things about how valuable it is to have water. You know, when we're at the beach and we just need to like hose the kids down, it's really easy to do it right here. You can hose steps down, clean things off, etc. So that's worked out really well. All right, let me think about what else I want to show you in the front before we go to the back. Got our shoes here, which really matters when you've got a bunch of kids. Again, nets on the top, keeping things off the floor. So yeah, I think that's pretty good for up here. Oh, actually, let me show you the energy system. So this is what powers the entire van. One other thing that I'll mention is we have a Sonos Move with a MiFi for Wi-Fi, and this works great. The kids love it. It works with Alexa, so you can have it play music, and the kids are able to just tell Alexa what they want to hear. Highly recommend that. And I'm gonna go ahead and move the seat forward, tilt it forward, so I can get back here really easily. And while I'm going back here, I'll just tell you about this toilet. So this is a Japanese dry flush toilet. Works really well. Does not have any water. So it just basically, when you need to use it, you use it, you press a button on the side here, and then what it does is it just basically works like a food saver, you know, where it's creating a bag of the waste, and then it drops it down into the bottom. We've got a little tray down here, so drops it down into this tray, and it's just a sealed bag. It doesn't smell. It's really good. So highly recommend that if you're living the van life. You don't have to deal with throwing waste out in rest stops and things like that. So what powers the entire system here is this energy. And I've done other videos about this, but let me just talk through this a little bit in a bit more detail. So I'll try to zoom in here. We can see right now that we're getting 63 watts of solar. It's discharging 95 watts, so it's got 12 hours of runtime right now, but also it's at 100%, so probably there's enough sun right now that it would just keep powering it up once it gets down below 100%. So this is the Flex 1500 with one battery, and I'm gonna at least get 2 more batteries to have 3 total batteries. Above it, this is the older Apex. So this is the original system. You can see the other videos that I've done, but this has been working really well. The only thing that I wish was different is that the power comes out through 12-volt cigarette lighters, and you can see here that I've taken some S-clips and I've basically made sure that these cigarette lighter adapters don't come out, because they wiggle out really easily, and when you're on the road you need to keep them in. So it's just some bungee cords that are keeping them in. This one's for the fridge, this one's for the rest of the van, and this actually goes down here to this, which goes to the fuse block, which is right here. And if I want, I can actually change it so that instead of being powered by the energy, it gets powered by this guy here, which is the Aux Battery from the truck. So if I'm, for whatever reason, I don't have any power with the energy, maybe it's a cloudy day, or I haven't been able to charge the batteries, then I'm able to switch it so that it gets powered by the truck. And I know I've got a mess of cables down here. I need to clean this up, but it's just extra cable, extra length cable for all this stuff. So it looks a lot scarier than it is. Let's see. Also, another thing that I do when I'm stopped somewhere for a couple days is, instead of having the energy be powered by solar panels, I can actually use this brick. So this is a high-speed charger, and this is the solar input, and this just plugs into a wall outlet. So what I can do is, over here where the solar is coming in, it's going to be a little hard to see, but it's this plug right here. I can unplug this and I can plug in this brick, and then I'm able to charge from a regular wall outlet. So yeah, this is the heart of the system. This powers the fridge, it powers the heater. I've got an S-bar heater. It powers all of the 12-volt appliances, recharges all the electronics, and you know, it's obviously not awesome to have so many wires, but it is awesome to have it be completely modular. Like, I could just take this out and use it somewhere else if I wanted to. It's not built in. So I love just the flexibility and modularity of this system. It's been really awesome. So excuse the wiring mess. I will clean that up. Let's keep going. Got a microwave here, so it also powers the microwave, powers the Nespresso machine, and yeah, turning the microwave on is as easy as, so this is the plug. I can either use the Apex or the Energy, but literally just press this button here, turns the inverter on, and now the microwave is on. And if I don't need the inverter, I just push this button again, and then it's only 12 volt and it's not 110. So this thing's worked great, really, really well. All right, let's keep going. So we'll go out to, oh, actually one other thing that I'll show you while I'm here is the sleeping arrangements. So we've got 2 beds. They're 2 queen beds. I'll show you this bottom one from the back. This top one is a Moab bed, works great. I actually also fabricated, I don't know if I'll be able to really show it to you, but you can see here. So this is actually, let me see if I can pull it out a bit. This is actually a platform that we pull out for the kids. So you can see some photos on, I've got Instagram, so it's just Drodio, D-R-O-D-I-O on Instagram. And you can see us using this platform for the kids. So it just stows between the mattress and the Moab bed, and we just slide it out when we want it. And then again, we use rip cords to just connect it up here to the roof. So that works really well. Our kids are young, you know, they're 7 and 6 and 5 years old. So it wouldn't work as well if the kids were bigger, but that works very well for us. And then our 2-year-old sleeps up here in the bed with us. Okay, let me go around back here. Also have the Amp Research steps. These steps are great. I really, really like them. They fold in when they're not being used. All right. Shout out to Sunnyside Cup in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, so here's the back. And I've fabricated a cage here for this wagon, which we use all the time. It's so great. I also fabricated this angled container or rack here to put longer things like umbrellas. And then I fabricated the water tank. So I've got a 20-gallon water tank on this side, 20-gallon water tank over on this side as well. Here is where the hose system lives. I've got another hose here in the back that goes to this 100-foot hose down here. So this has really worked out well. And then this bed is removable. So these are actually 2 camping tables, and I can roll these camping tables up, and then I can reclaim all this space. So if I have to, you know, move a piece of furniture or whatever, these bars I can take out, I can put in this rack, roll these 2 tables up, and then I've got all this space here. So this has worked out great. Also, the legs to the camping tables are right here. So we can, if we're not using the bed, we can have 2 extra camping tables. So this has worked out really well. Really happy with this bed platform. And then we got the Moab bed platform up here. And then here I fabricated a slide. So I'll pull this out in a second. I've got a Thule Ladder here. This thing is awesome. Highly recommend it. But in order for me to open this slide up, I just have to press a button here, and then one on the other side here. And then the slide will come right up. So you can see here, this is the slide. It actually pops out more, but I'm not gonna pop it out any more than that, but it slides out quite a bit more. So this makes it really easy to get to all my tools, which I take with me, because you're always fixing something when you're on the road. So the slides worked out great. And then on this side, I've got folding chairs, camping light. You can see the bed from here. We have a fantastic fan, or sorry, not a fantastic fan. It's a Max Air fan up here. And the thing that I love about this fan is you're able to set a thermostat where it'll automatically open and close. Really, really like that. And then we've got an aluminous component roof rack. Not really gonna be able to show it to you super easily here, but I've got photos. And then there's an LED light bar on the front, which is also in a bunch of my photos. So that roof rack's worked out great. All right, I think that's a pretty good tour. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what else you'd like me to write more about or do another video about. And I also have a build thread on Sprinter Source that I can put in the comment section below. But that is how we do the van life. All right, ciao.